I made a sleeve. Can you tell? Hey everyone, it's Elizabeth, and today I'm going to do my March book haul. Some of these I got in February because I did a February book haul on like the 11th. And then I only got like 3 or 4 more books in February, so I'm just going to include those in this haul. I have 17 books to show you guys. I kind of organized them a little haphazardly. I guess I'll start with the ones that follow my rules first, and I already read this one. It's Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I got this towards the end of February at Barnes & Noble with my gift card. I still have like $17 left on my gift card, and I might be able to squeeze like 3 more books out of that. So the next pile is sequels. This first one is Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. I really loved Shadow and Bone. Since I own that one, I wanted to own this one. And I paid $9.50 for this on eBay, and it was actually the cheapest one that I could find. And this is the most I've spent on a book since I bought The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. But I'm really hoping it's worth it. Honestly, I don't feel that bad about spending almost $10 on one book when usually I could get like 5 to 10 books for that much. I'm really looking forward to this one. I might read this one this month. I haven't decided yet. Next is Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness. This is the sequel to A Discovery of Witches. I have not read that one yet. But I found this one online for like $4.50 from Aid Books, so I decided to snag it while there was a cheap one available. This is the one that I'm currently reading. It's The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. I'm liking it a lot still, but not quite as much as Mistborn. It's a little bit repetitive with all the fighting. There's like a fight scene almost every chapter. But yeah, it's still awesome. I'm almost done with it. I have like 120-ish pages left. I paid $4.25 for this on half.com. It's The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. It's the 3rd one in the Mistborn trilogy. If any of you guys have read this series, let me know in the comments down below how necessary you think the Alloy of Laws is. Like, it's kind of a similar situation as like Infernal Devices and Mortal Instruments, you know, how like it's kind of the same world, but very, very far apart in time. So some people kind of consider it like the 4th book in the trilogy, and some people kind of consider it like a spin-off or like an epilogue kind of book. So yeah, if any of you guys have read this series, let me know if you like how necessary you think that book is. This next one, I was insanely excited to find it at Goodwill. It's Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I've had this book since it came out, pretty much. But when I was like 9, my dog ate the dust jacket. Like, I have my Harry Potter books on display, like right there. And they all have nice, pretty dust jackets, except for this one. And it was just like this big, ugly black spine in the middle of this lovely shelf of Harry Potter. So I've been looking for this one at Goodwill's forever, and I've seen pretty much every single one of the Harry Potter books except this one at Goodwill's. So when I finally found this one, me and Ben were at Goodwill and I saw this and I kind of squealed. Next, this is just kind of like a general Goodwill pile. I went a couple times, like I always do. This one is also a sequel, but I got it at a Goodwill instead of online like the other ones, so I put it kind of in this pile. It's The Penultimate Peril by Lemony Snicket. It's book 12 in the series of unfortunate events. I only have one more book to find. I believe my total now that I've spent on this series is $15. I've kind of been having a hard time reading lately, as you guys probably know if you watched my last video. I will probably be getting back into this series soon. Mostly what I've been doing is knitting and listening to audiobooks. but these are pretty short and pretty quick, so this is probably something that I might be able to handle the silence long enough to read. Next is The Blind Assassin by Margaret Atwood. I really like Margaret Atwood. I've only read one of her books so far, actually, but I really liked it. It was Oryx and Crake. This one also won the Man Booker Prize. I saw this at a Goodwill, but then that was like the only book that I found that I would want, so I just put it back. And then I found it at the same Goodwill that I found Harry Potter, so that was exciting. The synopsis, it sounds like it's kind of a mix between mystery and sci-fi. It's about the investigation of the main character's sister's death. It was ruled accidental, but she doesn't think that it is. And then, of course, being Margaret Atwood, there will be some sci-fi elements to this. The back doesn't really give too much of that away. It just kind of, you know, says that there's some sci-fi in here. So I'm really looking forward to finding out what that is. Next, this is one that I'm really excited to read, and I'm really glad that I found it at Goodwill. It's The Amazing Adventures of Kavalier and Clay. I almost bought a used copy of this on BarnesandNobles.com for $6 with my gift card. And then I found it at Goodwill for $1, so that's pretty awesome. I've been wanting to read this book for a really long time. It's a Pulitzer Prize winner. It's about two guys writing comic books in New York in the 40s, and that's just kind of a whole bunch of things that I love, you know. So I'm super excited to read this, but it's kind of hefty, so I might have to wait till I'm in a better state of mind to read this. You know, because like I said, I can't really handle silence right now. There are some books that I would rather listen to an audiobook, and some that I would rather read myself, and this is one that I would rather read myself. So as excited as I am to read this, it might have to wait. Next, I think I got this one at a library, actually, and I've owned it for a very long time, but when I bought it, I left it with my boyfriend because he wanted to read it. And he had it for like 4 months and then never read it, so, and that's Bossy Pants by Tina Fey. When we were at Goodwill together and I found Harry Potter 4 and Blind Assassin, they also had another copy of this, so I just bought it for him so I could have mine back. But yeah, like, even just like flipping through and like reading some of the lists that are in here and the photos, like, it's just hilarious. I've watched every episode of 30 Rock and I freaking loved it, and I'm very sad that there's no more 30 Rock for me to watch. So maybe this will help with the tragedy of there being no more 30 Rock for me to watch. Next, these are just kind of some random finds. First is The Warrior Heir by Cinda Williams Chima. Probably saying all that wrong. Yeah, this is kind of one of those BookTube made me do it ones. Reagan at Peruse Project talked about this one. And I've also just really been in a fantasy kick for some reason. The back says that it's about a boy who is pretty much normal, but he has to take medicine every day. And then one day he forgets his medicine, and then all of a sudden he's super strong, and he finds out that he is actually like some kind of wizard, and there are kind of like gladiator situations where the rich kind of sponsor warriors to fight to the death, and then the winner becomes like king or something like that. I don't know. Hard to describe, but awesome. I got this for $3 at Second and Charles. This is another one that I got at Second and Charles. It's The Chaperone by Laura Moriarty. It's about a ballerina who goes to New York in the 20s. A chaperone has to go with her. It kind of turns out that the chaperone has her own motives for going to New York with her other than just chaperoning her. So I'm pretty excited for this one. Next, this is an ARC that I won on Goodreads. It's Last Night at the Blue Angel by Rebecca Rodert. The back says that it's about a mother and daughter in the 60s, and the mother is a jazz singer. But a lot of the reviews so far, I think there's only like 3 or 4, but a lot of the reviews for this on Goodreads were giving it like 3 stars, and they were saying that whoever wrote the synopsis must not have read the book. So I'm just kind of going to go into this with an open mind and just see what happens, and I'll be judging it more on style and plot rather than how much it matches the synopsis on the back, because I feel like a lot of arcs aren't really accurate or they give too much away. These are some books that I got at Black and Red 2. All paperbacks there are 50 cents and all hardcovers are $1. I got 4 books there. This is The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. It kind of seems like it's a little bit similar to The Help. The South in the 60s, white children are being raised by black women. My camera decided to stop filming and not tell me, and I didn't notice until I was editing the very last part of my video, and all of a sudden I stopped talking. Immortality by Milan Kundera. Basically, it's a character study inspired by a woman that he saw at a swimming pool. I really love Milan Kundera, and kind of hoping I read all his books before I die. Sorry, my computer's making noise. Next, when I saw this one in the store, I thought it seemed kind of familiar, and that's Labyrinth by Kate Moss. I don't know if this is YA or adult, but it's about a girl who goes in like a cave type thing and finds 800-year-old skeletons, and then it's also about the people before they were skeletons. So yeah, looking forward to it. The last one is The Sealed Letter by Emma Donoghue. It's about a couple getting a divorce in Victorian times when you really just did not get divorced ever. It's just kind of about the scandal and drama of their divorce. I've said this 100 times, but I love Emma Donoghue. Frog Music came out this month, and I'm waiting to get it from the library. I also have Slammerkin by her, and I'm hoping to read that one soon. Let me know down below if you guys think I should read any of these right away. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Moriarty.